Greetings to all of you. So in this video lecture I am going to explain about cathodic protection, right? So this is a part of protection of a metal from corrosion. So cathodic protection actually is of two types. One is sacrificial anodic protection and second one is impressed current cathodic protection. So what is the difference between sacrificial anodic and impressed current? We will see in this video lecture. First of all, it is cathodic protection. So it means it is a technique to control the corrosion of metal surface by making it work as a cathode of an electrochemical cell. Right? So whatever the metal you want to protect from corrosion, it will be acting as cathode. Hence it is cathodic protection. So if you look at these two pictures, you are going to understand. So this is the ship which is present beneath the sea, right? So as you know, whenever a ship comes to the port, you are going to observe that the one half of the part which has been drenched in the sea water, nothing but salt water, you are going to observe it in the form of a mark, right? So it means if it withstands for a longer time like that, then that part may undergo corrosion. So like this, that part, if it acts as cathode, obviously it can be protected from corrosion. So if you look at this, this is a ground level, so underground pipeline like that, right? Yes. So this can be achieved by placing in contact with the metal to be protected another more easily corroded metal to act as the anode of the electrochemical cell. So how you are supposed to do means, you have to take this, whatever the metal has to be protected, it has to be considered as a cathode. So whenever you are going to consider it as cathode, you have to choose one more metal which should act as an anode, right? So cathodic protection systems are most commonly used to protect steel, water or fuel pipelines, storage tanks, steel fiber piles, ships, offshore oil, platforms and onshore oil well casings. So all these are very important utilities. Okay. So this is the picture of the sea. See here, a ship, right? Ship means half of it. See, imagine this is present in the sea water. So in order to protect this ship hull, this can be called as a ship hull, right? So here somewhere else you have to connect a more anodic metal. The more anodic metal itself sacrifices so that it undergoes corrosion and protects the underlying base metal from corrosion. So this type of protection is called as sacrificial anodic protection, right? So once again I explain you, in order to protect the ship hull, this has to be protected, hence this has to be converted into the cathode. So in order to convert into the cathode, we have to connect a more anodic metal. How can you say it is more anodic? Based upon their electrode potential values, you can choose the more anodic metal. So that what will happen, the more anodic metal undergoes corrosion. So it means it is sacrificing itself to undergo corrosion. So what will be the ultimate result? Obviously the ship hull will be protected. Hence this type of protection is called as sacrificial anodic protection. So look at this. So imagine this is the base metal which protected. This is the more anodic metal. So slowly you are going to observe this corrosion takes place. So you have to check this for certain duration of time. Whenever the time passes away, when the whole this sacrificial anodic metal gets corroded, you have to replace with a fresh one, so that this base metal will be protected, right? So if you do not connect a sacrificial anode, So in this block only one part it is acting at anode, another part cathode, so that corrosion of the metal takes place. This is called as sacrificial anode. So what are the sacrificial anodes? What will be the more metals which will have high oxidation potentials than the base metals? But usually we used to choose zinc, magnesium or aluminum, which have more negative potential, and that means more oxidation potential, and they are designed to product. The anode pushes the potential of the steel structure more negative, and therefore the driving force for corrosion falls. So the anode continues to corrode until it requires the replacement. Overall, until it lasts structure or lasts it like that, it works, it sacrifices itself from corrosion. The second category is impressed current. CP means cathodic protection. So this is usually done for large structures like pipes. If you see the oil, ONGC gas and geo pipelines, oil and natural gas, they will be connecting from one state to the another state. It means they will have the large structures and underground cables. All these things will be protected by using impressed current cathodic protection. Right? So for this I am going to say impressed. Yes, this is the impressed current cathodic. So imagine this is the pipeline which has to be protected. So in order to show in a diagrammatic part, just we have drawn a simpler one. So this can be extended as long as you want, which can be connected throughout the India also. Correct? So in order to protect this one, you have to connect the more anodic one. So here we are going to connect the more anodic one is a graphite rod can be chosen. So this graphite rod has been filled with a gypsum. Why it should be filled with gypsum? Because this is present in the underground, right? And moreover, this must be connected with a AC line, electricity cable or a battery source, whatever it may be, it is required. So in order to have electrical contact with the soil at all levels, at all times, because soil is not uniform at all places. So some cases rocks will be there, some cases sands, like that it is going to vary from one place to the another place. So in order to have electrical contact with the soil at all places, so this graphite anode rod will be backfilled with gypsum. So this gypsum promotes the electrical contact. And again, why you have to choose only graphite as an anode? So this is the inert one, which does not react and also which does not corrode. Hence, the graphite acts as an anode. So imagine this is the ground level, this is present underground, this has to be protected. For this, somewhere else you have to draw an AC line, and for this one side you have to connect to the graphite, in which backfill of gypsum. Now what will happen? This has become cathode, right? Whenever you are going to convert the base metal into the cathode, obviously it will be protected from corrosion. And anode already is graphite, right? This is a noble one, inert one. If it does not react with the atmospheric conditions or whatever it may be, so that it does not undergo corrosion. So in this way, you can protect the underlying base metal, because you are passing current. AC line nothing but a electricity current source. Hence, this is called as impressed current. So you have to pass an impressed current so that you can convert the base metal which has to be protected into the cathode, anode, inert material like graphite, backfill gypsum, in order to make electrical contact with the soil at all varieties and all times. So this is called as, these two comes under cathodic protection. So once again I repeat, if you convert the base metal into the cathode, obviously you are going to protect from corrosion. So in order to convert like this, you can adopt two methods. One is sacrificial anode. We have to choose the more anodic one to the base metal, so which has high oxidation potential so that it sacrifices itself and protects the base metal. That is first type. Second one is impressed current. We have to pass the impressed current so that you can convert the one which has to be protected will be connected to the cathode, and obviously anode is the inner one. So these are the two types which comes under cathodic protection. So in next upcoming video lectures, I will explain few more preventive measures which you can prevent the base metal from corrosion. Thank you all. See you in the next lecture. Bye for now.